Welcome back, man. It's Cherry VO Tree Man Hustle, helping you build your financial muscle, man. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share this channel with your people, man. And let's continue to run it up, man. First and foremost, I'm wearing a Saint shirt, obviously. My wife family is from Louisiana, so by default, you know what I mean, I'm kind of a Saints fan. But really, for those of you who really know me, you already know, man. It's the Ravens all the way. It's the only way. But anyway, yeah, listen, so today, here to talk to you about this book that I just read, right? Because I was on the road trip, it's 5-hour drive to go there and come back. Got a new book I was listening on the way there, on the way back. Book name is Who, Not How by Dan Sullivan with Dr. Benjamin Hardy. The book, if you're looking for it on Audible, is a yellow background and it has like blue writing on it. Who, Not How, right? Don't know if the title sounds, how would I say this? If the title is self-explanatory. But long story short, the book it's a business book, and it's kind of talking about how when you having a issue or something you want to do, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to look for who and not how. Definitely get away from them how mentality. What is the how mentality? How is anytime you have a problem, you're trying to do something, you are thinking to yourself, hey, how can I do it? But you need to change your mind state to who can help me do this. You're going to get a lot further, a lot faster by starting to implement the thought of who can help me get there instead of how am I going to do it, right? Perfect example. Like 2-3 years ago, I had a previous YouTube channel called, I don't remember the name, but I think it was called Cherry TV. The videos are still on YouTube if you want to look for it, honestly. When I thought I was going to become this like crazy YouTube car guy. I love cars. I love cars. Let me just put that out there. I love driving cars. I love cars, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to make a YouTube channel about cars and I'm going to do everything about my car. At the time, I didn't have this car. I had a Honda Accord. Right? For those of you who've been with me for a while, y'all already know the Honda Accord had the gray seats. This is a different car, right? So, yeah, with me trying to become this YouTube car guy or whatever, I got the bright idea that I'm going to do my own oil change and I'm going to record it and I'm going to post a video up, right? So now I'm thinking I watched I probably watched about 4 or 5 hours on videos on YouTube, how to do oil changes, everything that could go wrong. I thought I was an oil change expert, right? So I went on Amazon, I spent crazy amount of money, all the way up to about $300. So I went, I got an oil filter for about $10, a drain pan for about 25. What is that? Oil filter wrench for about $20, a Rhino ramp for about $50, and I got a case of Honda oil from Amazon, authentic Honda oil for about $80, right? Plus another $20 I spent on a glove, and plus the $70 on clothes. And the clothes is because, you know, when you do an oil change, you get all on your clothes. The clothes is basically done. So about the clothes I was wearing that day, basically done, about $70, right? Now I spent $300, and now I have all my stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to do an oil change. Start doing the oil change. Took me a while to get the car up the ramp because I'm doing it by myself. Because I don't, you know what I mean? You got to drive up the ramp, but I'm making sure my tires aren't going to slide off the ramp. So it took me about 15-20 minutes to get the car just on the ramp, right? After that, now I got my stuff all out. I started working on the oil change. Now, the wrench that I had got to remove the oil filter, it's not that it was the wrong wrench, but the oil filter was tied too tight to my car. So by trying to take off the oil wrench actually squeezed into the oil filter and pierced it. So now I couldn't turn it all the way. So now I had to stop what I'm doing, grab my wife's car, run to AutoZone to get a different wrench. Actually, I had to use a screwdriver. I pierced the oil filter with the screwdriver, and then used the screwdriver handle to get it off, right? All of that probably took me about 30-40 minutes just to get the go AutoZone, get this screwdriver, pull it down, pull it off, and do all of that. Then finish the oil change. Completely took me about 2.5 hours and $300 to do this oil change, right? Now, who, not how. I need to do an oil change. I'm not an expert on doing oil changes. I could have took the car to the dealership, or I could have went to a local mechanic, right? Now, why do I say that, right? So what ended up happening is, after I did the oil change, I was like, man, this is too much time, too much money. I don't want to do this no more, or whatever. I'm not trying to be up here spending 2.5 hours doing oil changes every day. Because obviously, if I would have kept them doing, I would have got better. But what I realized is there was a 10-minute oil change down the street from my house. And in my opinion, I'm like, man, I don't think they're going to take 10 minutes. How much they're going to charge me? Took my car there, like 2 oil changes later, paid $50, and I got out and I timed it. It was a 10-minute oil change. I really timed it. I got out there 8 minutes and 57 seconds, I think, when I timed it. So in less than 10 minutes and 9 minutes and $50, I got the same oil change with somebody who was an expert in changing oil, who's a mechanic. Then instead of me spending $300, 5 hours on YouTube learning how to do it, and the 2.5 hours that I would never get back to try to do something that I'm not an expert at, just because I had a how mentality. I need to do an oil change. I'm gonna get somebody. I'm gonna try to do it myself. So, who, not how, guys. This is not for any little thing you need, but this is mainly about, like, if you have a business or a goal you're trying to reach. For example, even this book. And I don't want to go too much into the book because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's going to try to read it, right? So the person who wrote the book, technically, is not the person who wrote the book, right? So Dan Sullivan is who idea was it to write the book, and he had the notes and everything he wanted to say, but he knew he was not an expert in writing books. So he linked up with somebody named Benjamin Hardy, Dr. Benjamin Hardy, who was a writer. I think he was a college professor, a college writing professor, and that's the person who ended up writing the book for him. Now, he was saying that it took him about 8 months to get all of those notes together, I believe, in order to finally get it together where he could pass it off to a writer to write the books. But if he didn't pass it off and link up with a writer to write the book, it would have took him even more time, because now he would have had to figure out publishing, covering, proofreading. All of that would have took him, it probably would have took him 2 years to put this book out. But he was able to get it out in a lot faster because he was able to link up with a who. When you have a problem, look for who can help you solve this problem. This is not for everything you have in life, but especially in business, especially in things you're not an expert in. Any goal you have, you want to, a lot of us, like even me, for example, right? Another example I'll give you is I wanted to go to the gym every day, and I wanted to, lose weight and work out and all of that, right? But my problem is I always used to start and I'll stop. Always start and I always stop, and I always start and I always stop. And finally, I had to, I met this guy's almost like a mentor. I call him Coach D. But me and him he's actually the one that introduced me to this book. So me and him got to talking, and he started telling me, like, hey man, since the year started, this guy gets up every morning at 4:30 and runs about 4 or 5 miles. He used to be a soccer player. But that level of dedication, I'm like, damn, that's what I need. I'm like, if I had somebody to hold me accountable, you know what I mean? Maybe I will be going out to the gym more often and do what I was supposed to do. So I talked to him about it. We had lunch and we was talking about it, and that ended up coming. He like, hey man, I wanted to help you. I wasn't even looking for a who, but the who just showed up. He like, man, I'm gonna text you every morning at 4:30 because I'm going whether you go or not. But at least my text is even gonna, my text might help you wake up, and my text motivation, somebody's there doing it with you, so you're not doing it alone. And since me and him have been texting every morning at 4:30, I'm more likely to get up and go and do it. I'm not gonna lie, be like, I've done every single time to get up and go work out, but at least 80 to 85% of the time I got up. Obviously, I was out of town, I didn't go. But besides that, for the most part, if it was, I got up and went because I had a who was helping me get to my end goal, what I was trying to do. So who, not how, man. Always think of who can help you get to your, solution of the problem that you have, and not how. But last little nugget, but obviously, man, the key aspect of finding out the who is you're gonna have to probably pay this person to help you solve your problem or issue that you're having. Now, you might not have the money to pay this person, so you might have to barter with something that you're good at. hey, you do this for me, I'll do this for you, right? When you're paying people, a lot of times, another mindset we like, damn, I can't believe I'm paying 300. For example, even me with the oil change, I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm paying $50 for an oil change. I thought I could do it myself, and I went and spent $300 in almost 5-6 hours, 5 hours studying how to do it, and 2.5 hours it took me to do it. Like, you end up spending more money and more time wasted. Time you're never gonna get back. Time is the most important thing. We will never get time back. These 10 minutes that I'm spending making this video, I will never get that back, right? But I love doing this, so this is why I do it. But anyway, you're never paying somebody. You can never think of the money that you're paying right now. You have to think of, how is that gonna save you in the long run? How is that going to help you in the long run? I was mad about paying $50 for an oil change, but in the long run, it would have saved me $300, and it would have saved me 7 hours of my life that I'm not getting back, right? So you're paying somebody for speed and expertise. You're paying them because they're an expert in that field. You're expecting them to be an expert because this is what they do. And because they are expert, a lot of trials and tribulations you're gonna come across trying to accomplish this goal, they've probably already been through it, right? So they already have, how would I say, they already have things in place to get over those hurdles, to get to the destination faster. When you're paying somebody, you're paying for expertise and speed. Not about, oh, I gotta spend this money to pay him, and I hate spending that money. It's like, you're not paying the person. I know it sounds weird. You're not paying them. You can't think about the current payment you're making. You got to think about, I'm paying them now to do this for me now because of their expert and their speed. That's potentially going to help me save much more money in the long run, or would have much more money in the long run, and they're going to do it faster because they're an expert at this. Because if we're being honest, a lot of things could have went wrong when I was doing that oil change, right? I could have forgot to put the forgot to put the oil filter on tightly properly, right? And I could have went and started my car before putting the other oil, before putting the new oil in the engine, and completely lock up my engine because I'm trying to do something I'm not an expert in. Meanwhile, if I would have just spent the money for the expert, because I had the money to spend it, if I spent $300 on all this equipment, so I had the $50 to just get the oil change. But it's the mindset that we have of, I'm gonna do it. Everybody wants to be the only guy that does everything. Oh, you want to look like a superhero. No, man. We have to get out of that mindset. When you do everything yourself, that's a lot of time wasted and a lot of research and a lot of different things. Resources, time, money that you spend to build this one project together. Okay, let's say you want 100% of the return. But because you're not an expert in all of these, you're not going to be great at all of the aspects of the thing that you're trying to bring together. You're going to be good at some, okay at some, and you're going to be bad at some. None of this part is going to be excellent. But meanwhile, if you hired somebody who is an expert at it, you're going to get a better bang return on your investment, right? You're going to get a better bang return on your investment. You want 100% of the return, but 30%, in my opinion, well, not my opinion, it's facts. 30% of 500 is always better than 100% of 100, right? You get what I'm saying? If you collaborate with people, yeah, you might have to give a percentage, and you might have to, yeah, you're going to have to give a percentage, or you might have to pay them or whatever. But because you're bringing a team together, you're collaborating, it's going to get done a lot faster, a lot smoother. You're going to get a bigger return on this because there's a lot more experts you have on this one project. Hope you catch what I'm saying, man. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share the channel with your people, man. Just trying to help y'all out. I know this is a little different from investing. Technically, I'm your who. That's what this video is about. Technically, I'm your who, right? You want to learn how to invest. You want to learn how to grow your investment portfolio. I'm your who. You come to my channel. You look at what I have to say. Now, even though I wouldn't say I'm an expert yet, right? I think I'm very good at doing research and looking up the stock because, like I said, I average currently right now. Even currently right now, today, I average 62%, I believe. Last time I checked it, I don't check on it every day because you're not supposed to. But I averaged 62. At one point, I was up over 100%, right? But right now, I'm hovering around 62, 68. That's still, for every $100 I have, I'm making 60 bucks off of it in the stock market. I think that's a pretty good return, man. So I am your who when you want to find out how to do stuff, how to want to invest and do all that good stuff for the stock market, man. So anyway, you use me as your you, as your who. So when you want to learn how to invest, business, portfolio, and all that good stuff, man, because I'm on the process, right? I think like a lot of times when these channels and these other people, what they do is they get to where they're going and then they want to show you how they got there. It's cool because you've seen all of the stuff they have and you believe in them, but I believe mine journey, I'm taking you along on the ride for me. I'm taking you along on the ride with me. You're going to see my up and downs. You're going to see where I failed, where I got better at, where I changed my perspective and all of that, man. So I believe I am your who for investing. So like, subscribe, comment down below, share the channel with your people, man. Catch me in the next one. I'm gone.